Hello, beautiful people, gorgeous, divine, intuitive. How are you today? It is day 4 of Be Your Own Magician, and I'm wondering how you are feeling. So I'm just going to see if anybody is joining us yet. Hello, as if by magic. You start popping up. It's been really beautiful to be seeing your posts happening in the group. Hi, Jenny. I just saw you put one up, but I didn't have a chance to see it yet. So if there is anything you want to report or ask me about, then now's the time. You know, I can go deeper with you on a live. So that is great. Locking the singing. Yes, I should be locked away from my singing. Loving. Oh, really? I used to sing in a school choir. Here we go. I'll start with just a little bit of vulnerability because that's what we're going to be talking about today. Got an interesting live for you today on vulnerability, vision, visibility, how to see when your energy's changing. But here's maybe something that you didn't know. I used to sing in a school choir, and I would always get the solos. My mum sang in a choir, and so it became the thing. It became the thing for my mum and my granddad to do, to ask me to sing whenever there was people around. But around the age of 12, my voice broke. I mean, I don't think that's supposed to happen to girls, but they soon stopped asking me to sing. When I told my husband this story, he was like, "No, your voice breaks as a girl too." I was like, "Really? I'm sure that was just boys." And he was like, "Well, you don't sound like a child now, do you?" I thought that's an interesting way of looking at it. He is a Gemini. So there we go. I do see your name. Hello, Leslie. Well done. Awesome. Okay, so great timing because today is about visibility. So just in case you have popped into this challenge just now, activation, I like to call it more than challenge. Don't worry about catching up. And just in case you don't know who I am, my name is Tiffany Crosara. I am an inner transformation specialist, courage catalyst, author of those books and creator of that game behind you called The Transformational Truth of Tarot, which is a multi-award-winning brand, a book, a game, and a program. But the program is going to be changing its name very soon because over the 5 years that the Transformational Truth of Tarot has been around, it's grown quite a lot and it needs to get married in a way. Its voice is breaking and it's really coming into its own identity, and my ego as the mother has had to get out the way. But more about that on another day. Jennifer's saying, tell us the name. You will find out very soon, probably in the next few weeks, within the month. Let's just call it that. And there's a clue to the name, but some of you are in the know, some of you might not know. So what do? I help intuitives tune back into who they are, mainly through the energy of transformative tarot, which is different to predictive tarot. And that's what we're doing here this week, is I'm giving you a little bit of a taster around how that works. And it's very experiential, and it just requires you to live, to be up for living with a new sense of possibility in your life and come out of the judgments and the thoughts and the things that block you. And how we've been doing that is we've been working with these cards, the last 3 days. So we worked with the magician, and you'll see the post. It's up in the group. There's a post every morning and it tells you what to do. But basically what we do is we choose a card of the day. We choose a picture that we resonate with. It's really important So it's that. So you get it off the net. You don't even need a deck. And then you put that on your phone. And then basically what you're doing is you're asking 3 questions throughout the day, which is, who is showing up that reminds me of this card? What is happening that reminds me of this card? How am I being like this card? And then you write it out at the end of the day. When I say you write it out at the end of the day, important note, it's about you writing your day out as if you were just writing a diary. And then you go back and you look over and you apply the questions. What do I see here on the pages that reminds me of this card? Who is showing up on these pages? How are they being like this card? How am I being like this card? And it's in the pouring out. I mean, you will see things through the day most of the time, not always, but most of the time you'll be like, oh my God, you can really be gobsmacked of how the picture in particular comes alive, which is why I was saying it's really important that you resonate with the picture of the card, okay? But it's when you're actually writing your day out and just letting it all hang out that you see the things that you didn't see. So a lot of people are like, not so much this time because I think I've addressed it. But in the past, they've been like, well, I don't have anything to write. I didn't see anything. And it's like the other way around. And that's the main thing about what we're doing here. It is a relearning or an unlearning, if that makes sense. Okay, so just jump in wherever you're at. Like I said, we've done these the last 3 days. So Magician, and then the Magician has a sword on his altar because that is the power of thought. So we did Mindset, and then yesterday we went into Cup, which is when you've had the thought, you get the feeling. So we went into the heart of the feeling yesterday. And this is the point where we get to the place around vulnerability and visibility and vision. And this is really what I want to speak to you about today. Yes. And some of you are in the know about the change of name, but it's because you are in the transformational truth of tarot, or you've done the TTT giveaway. Otherwise, you'll get to know. You really will. You're not being left out in the cold at all. It's just stages of knowing at times. The divine timing, just like this plan. And divine timing is about opening right now and being vulnerable and visible. So I'm going to share with you my process of the cups, because through sharing with you my process, you'll get to clock more about where you are as well. So a few days ago, I accidentally posted something on my personal page. It was a bit of homework for my mentor around who is and isn't my ideal client. And the only reason I realized that I'd posted it on my personal page, and this happens a lot, guys, when you're in Facebook. So we're going to talk about that because that can really freak you out. You might be like, oh God, I'm just getting to that place of posting in this group, and now I'm being put off because I could accidentally post it on my personal page, and oh my God, vulnerability, right? So we're going to talk about that and the gift in it. So anyway, I posted this on my personal page, and I only knew because somebody liked it straight away, and I thought, they're not in my mentors group. And I was like, oh shoot, I've posted it on my personal page. So I deleted it straight away. I copied it, put it in the right group, deleted it, told the group what had happened. And one of the mentors in there said, hiding again, are we, Tiffany? And isn't it interesting? Because you might be looking at me and thinking, Tiffany, hide? She's here on a Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah. But there's so many different layers of hiding. It's like where you'll get to a certain layer of visibility. And it's like if you don't work on going to the next level of visibility, it's almost like you're being sat on. Say you're a plant and you're just being smothered, right? So it's always about going to the next level and not getting stuck in our comfort zone. So I was like, yeah, okay, I can take that. Then I read a bit of her book that evening, and I do believe that may well have been the Ace of Cups evening, where there was this sense. I'd done a meditation with my group in the Transformational Truth of Tarot, and it was this huge heart-opening healing that was going on. And I read in the book about hiding, and I could resonate with every single point. And so then it really started to bug me that I'd taken this post down, particularly also because there has been times in the Transformational Truth of Tarot where people have put their posts up on their personal page and then had a complete and utter freak out about it. Because what is shared in the Transformational Truth of Tarot is pretty deep. You know, we really see the heart of who you are. And it is all within the 5 agreements, which is a code of conduct. And so if you're in that zone of the 5 agreements, then nothing karmically can really come back at you. But even so, there's this feeling of huge vulnerability because of you being visible, not hiding behind anything. And I was really feeling that about this post because, you know what, I'm quite comfortable with talking about my business on my personal page because to me, it's not my business, it's my life, it's the way I've always been. There's no separation. But with people in the Transformational Truth of Tarot, they may well be doctors or lawyers, or it may not be that they have a threat to their career or professional standing by posting anything like that, but they may well have a threat to their standing within their society, their community, their family, and their friends. So, you know, it's like a whole nother next level, right? Whereas I might be at some level of being okay with that. What this post was showing me was that I wasn't okay with being particularly vulnerable on my personal page. And the thoughts that were going through my head was like, oh, people are just going to think I'm talking about business again and that all I care about is business, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then I was there and I was thinking, but Tiffany, you know that the times that people have posted on their personal page in the Transformational Truth of Tarot and then freaked out because of what that will mean for their career or what that might mean for their family, actually never had a bad thing happen from it. In fact, they had the very thing they want to happen from it. So someone wanted to start getting paid readings but didn't feel that they could post on their timeline because they worked for the NHS, right? But that fear was then done. And you can also do friend lists, which is a bit like against the point. Really, we're talking about vulnerability and visibility, so let's not go there. Other people that had shared things in the heart about certain members of their family, those certain members of their family contacted them, and because it was in the scope of the 5 agreements, there was connection rather than confrontation. And so it's not what you do, but how you do it. And I was there and I was thinking, I cannot delete this from my Facebook wall because I'd be being a hypocrite. You know, it's not what I stand for. I stand for vulnerability and I stand for visibility. So I put it back up there last night and I thought, yeah, that's the wand kicking in, and that's visibility, right? Wand, you can see, it's like a match, boom. Well, I woke up this morning, my logic was like, it's one day, I'm going to, one day Wednesday, or is it Thursday? No, it's Thursday. I'm going to wear like ready tones to honor the fire. But look at me. I couldn't do it, right? I was just like, oh no, I've got to go into the blue. And so then I was like, you know what? I'm not really feeling the wand. I'm feeling that I'm in the cup. I feel like I'm just opening up to my vulnerability. You know, I'd posted this post on my wall last night, and actually it's got better feedback than any of my other posts have in a long time, because it's vulnerable, because it's real. You know, and in case you want to know what it was about who is and isn't my ideal client. So if you want to know whether you fit the bill or don't, you can go over to my personal profile. You might need to be my friend, because I think I just set it to friends, but I'll set it to public later today. And I was like, yes, I've still got to walk this talk of becoming more visible, because the cup has given me so many visions for this group, visions of the future, and it was really pouring through yesterday. And I was like, actually, it's like the wand and the cup are working together. We have the opening of the heart of the vulnerability, and then we get the visions coming through. They're possible, but that vision isn't possible without taking the vulnerability of being visible. So you can't actually have one V without all three Vs. Yes, the vulnerability, the visibility, and then your vision, whatever your vision is, whether that's relationships, personal, professional, that's when your vision becomes possible. So I clocked that the wand was really there this morning when I did my storytell for the day, which is where I purposely choose the cards that I feel reflected the day. So it's not a reading, it's not random, it's purposely choosing them. And I had like the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Eight of Wands. And I was like, I can't believe that I didn't think the wand was working its magic. And then I realized that my energy is changing, and that's why I didn't realize it. So what I mean by this is that I am a Queen of Wands. I am a Leo. And in the past, my wand has been really full on. It's like really bam. And at the moment, it's a lot deeper and a lot more, it can be a feeling of it being subtle, but actually it's much more powerful. And if you're just not sure where your energy is, you need to see it. And that's what the Ace of Wands is about. The Ace of Wands is about your vision, your ability to see it, okay? And if you're not seeing it, then I'd recommend a few things for you today. Maybe 3 things for you today. Number 1, where is it you are hiding? Okay? And I know some of you have done some steps on this already, and I applaud you for like posting in the group and saying that it was, you know, scary for you to do so. And what you'll see is that actually it's met with okayness, and that gives you strength to take the next step. So we don't want you going into this plateau even. We want to do one thing each day that scares us, right? And today is the day of vision. And if you really want to honor the cup, the vulnerability of the cup, it's like, what is that thing that scares you? Do it. Make it visible. Then your vision, whatever that is, you're breathing life into it. Yeah? A wand cannot, it's like a match. You can't have that power of the fire without the air, without that strike of the match. You've got to breathe life into it. So if you haven't posted yet, maybe that's your one thing that scares you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you want to let us know down in the comments what your thing is today, to make sure that you're able to breathe life into this vision. Those of you that have journeyed with me before know that quite often I say one thing may well be for you to go live in this group. This is a safe group. Just let it hang out. Talk about whatever you want. Report your day back that way. You can still get the aha moments from talking it out rather than writing. So maybe you want to do that later. But whatever isn't keeping you at a plateau, but taking you out of your comfort zone. And we don't want you to be in panic. That's not a good place to be. But nor is comfort. Okay? Those two things are not conducive. What we want is the stretch zone. So where is stretching you today for your vision, for your vulnerability to come through? I'm going to leave you with that question. And remember to put your ace, I'll come around to any comments, but the Ace of Wands is here. Yes. And this is whatever Ace of Wands you want to put on your phone or your screensaver, put it on. If you haven't done now, remember the 3 questions and then report back later. And regarding the name of the Transformational Truth of Tarot, it is changing. I don't mean to be like causing any segregation or separation. It's just I've got something big planned for you, and I just don't want to ruin that surprise. So I hope you understand that. Okay, so is there any questions or are we all good? Hello, lovely people. It's all, yeah, it's got a nice quiet feel to the fire today. I don't know, I feel hot now. I felt hot for about an hour or so. It's just like, okay, the Wands is really, really here. Doesn't look like there is any questions, so I will love you and leave you. Oh, there is one thing I want to show you here, and that is not that. That's not what I want to show you. I want to show you this. Okay, so a few of you are talking about wanting to know the next step. So this challenge, this activation, will finish on Friday, tomorrow. There will be a review posted for you on Saturday. But next week on Wednesday, I'll be taking a closed group of you through a 10-day activate your authenticity with the swords. If you'd like the details on that and you'd like to get first dibs on it, so you get to see it before it's released to the public because we have limited spaces, then if you go here and register, we'll send it out to you before it goes out to everyone. Okay, so I am just going to put that also in the comments so you can click it there. You're welcome, Jenny. And Beth's feeling excited. Jenny's saying lovely live. Excuse me for the cough. Leslie's saying she chose the Ace of Wands from the Rider-Waite, but also the Creator from the Osho. And yes, you can absolutely choose a couple of cards. And she says she knows that that is actually the King of Wands in the Osho. That's true. But like yesterday, I worked with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So you can play with this. This is what it's about. Finding your unique truth. And the more you can allow that to come through, to be open, to feel the vulnerability of that, see the truth of who you are and breathe air into it, the more you're going to get the transformational truth of tarot. Okay, so Beth is feeling fired up and excited. That's great. Well, lots of love to you all. Keep going with it, and I'll see you tomorrow for the Pentacle. Don't forget, if you want the first dibs on Activate Your Authenticity 10-day journey, which is the next step, then if you sign up on this link, we'll send it to you before it goes out to public release, and you get the first dibs because there is limited space. Okay, lots of love to you. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. The energy of the wand feels so lovely this end. It feels really nurturing, and I hope that you're feeling that energy coming through to you as well from this live. And I wish you the best, most gorgeous, warming, heartwarming day. All right, have a magical one. Bye for now.